Welcome back to Cityline. This afternoon, we're hearing the music of composer Frederick C. Tillis. Before we meet his daughter Pam, let's continue with Castle of Our Skins performing Crucifixion, the third movement from Tillis' Spiritual Fantasy No. 12. And joining me now from Amherst, Massachusetts is Pam Tillis, and here in the studio, Ashley Gordon, the Artistic and Executive Director of Castle of Our Skins. Ashley, welcome. We were honored to feature Castle of Our Skins in concert again this year on Cityline. Thank you so much. I know this is the organization's 10th anniversary, and some great things have been happening for your group over this past year. Tell us about that.
Sure. I think like a lot of organizations, we've been adapting. So gearing up for virtual programming, we're in the tail weeks of a 4-month online miniature festival of poetry and 30-second compositions. And our 10th anniversary is actually next season. So we are incredibly excited to be able to record this full string quartet on our very first commercial recording, in addition to all sorts of other celebrations coming up ahead.
Why did you choose the work of Dr. Tillis to share on this program this year? Well,
he has literally dozens of pieces called spiritual fantasies, this one being his 12th. And spirituals and everything that spirituals can evoke for people, this transporting aspect of spirituals and the stories that are filled with them are so near and dear to my heart and to Castle of Our Skins, sharing history, sharing stories. And so his work is just so evocative of so many stories to be able to share. So it's an honor to be able to present it here and to record it and to learn more about his work.
Pam, I want to come to you. Please tell us more about your father and his remarkable contributions to music.
Well, thank you so much for inviting me, and happy anniversary to Castle of Our Skins. It's fantastic. So yes, my father, we sadly lost him last year at the age of 90. And he had an amazingly accomplished life, his entire life, his very long life. Starting from as a child, he began preschool at the age of 3, was studying music, very early on. Became a professional musician at the age of 12. This was during World War II, when opportunities arose for younger musicians because the older musicians were away at war. My father was born and raised in Galveston, Texas, which is actually a small island off the coast of Texas. And this was a cultural hub and a place of rich African-American history. So he was always surrounded by a real sense of cultural pride and respect and knowledge that was instilled in him. And actually now a lot of people know of Galveston because of Juneteenth, which is where it was founded.
Pam, when we introduced you, we mentioned you were in Amherst. Tell us how your father came to spend a good portion of his life and career in Amherst at UMass.
Yes. We have been residents of Amherst for 50 years, now more than 50 years for the family. But yes, Dad was here since 1970, when we located here. He was recruited to teach at the University of Massachusetts as they were expanding their music department. He received his master's and PhD from the University of Iowa, and his mentor was Dr. Philip Bezanson, who was the chair of the department. So there was that connection from Dr. Bezanson to invite Dad here, and he had been teaching really since his teenage years at historically Black colleges and universities. Beginning at Wiley College, he began college at the age of 16, graduated at 19, and was already teaching on the faculty there. And it just grew from there. His career expounded to then Grambling State University in Louisiana, Kentucky State, and then eventually UMass.
Your father was a musical prodigy, for sure.
He was, indeed.
And I understand your father also wrote a musical textbook.
yes, on jazz improvisation. He had a wide variety of interests and idioms, culturally and I would say philosophically. He believed in, as a bottom line, humanitarian causes, humanity, and considered himself actually an internationalist in the sense that we are all one people as humans.
That's a great thought for us on which to end this conversation, Pam. So much to learn about your dad. We could talk about him for the rest of the program. Thank you for being here just to give us a snapshot into Frederick C. Tillis. On Sunday,
Thank
February
you.
20th at 4 p.m., the UMass Department of Music and Dance is going to be presenting a concert honoring the musical legacy of Dr. Frederick C. Tillis. He's the founder of their Jazz and African American Music Studies program. That concert is free and will take place in the newly named Frederick C. Tillis Performance Hall. More information will be available at umass.edu/music. And we're going to close out the Tillis Spiritual Fantasy number 12 with Castle of Our Skins right after this.